Kia ora whānau, you're here with me, the maoriwargamer, and today we'll be playing a Warhammer 40K battle report. Welcome whānau to this 50 power level battle between the Tyranids and the Chaos Space Marines of the Crimson Slaughter. Here in this ruined city of the Imperium on the planet of Atreus. As we continue the maoriwargamer narrative campaign, Fate of Atreus, loosely labelled narrative campaign, like my last one, what was it? Battle for Ithaca, that was heaps more narrative. Probably remember to start tying narrative in more. But anyway, the swarm, the Tyranid swarms have landed, descended upon the planet, disrupting the plans of the Crimson Slaughter, who are dug in, and looking to fend them off. So we're playing a mission from the Vigilus Defiant book, Crucible of War, Storm the Lines. So the defenders are deeply fortified within their strongholds, but although they are well dug in, they lack mobility. The attackers have brought a massive force to bear in an attempt to overwhelm the enemy through sheer numbers. So defenders are deeply fortified, but I don't know about that second part, saying they lack mobility. That was my bad. We set up the armies and then picked the mission. So yeah, we've got the Rhino, we've got the bikers, pretty well placed. Even we set up the table before we realised the mission as well. But that's the way, you know, 40k goes. You know it, you love it. Makes for some exciting thematic stories and games. So yeah, Crimson Slaughter, Chaos Army, stacked up against the vast forces of my Tyranid army. My Tyranid army hasn't seen much love, hasn't seen much attention. I haven't played them in a very long time. So be gentle with me, whānau, as I stumble my way through them. Make the game that much more exciting. Yeah, I think I need to grab like some carnifexes, other stuff to boost them up. But we'll talk about that later. Finally, let's kick into turn one. Alright, so with this mission, I did forget to stipulate the victory conditions. So quickly do that before we go into, before we look at the armies. So Storm the Line, Crucible of War. This is the defender's first line deployment zone. So we have 10 Chaos Space Marines, Forge Fiend, 5 Chaos Space Marines. And then we've got the second line deployment zone here. So me as the attacker, the Tyranids, win a major victory if I've got any model in this zone by the end of the game. If I don't, then my opponent, then we go into the secondary conditions, which is most models in here add their power level up. No, not most models, most units add their power level. If more Tyranids are in here than Chaos Space Marines, then that's a minor victory to the Tyranids or a minor victory to the Chaos Space Marines, dependent. So yeah, that's everything set up. That's our victory conditions. Simple kill. I've got sustained assault on the side of the Tyranids, so to unleash endless hordes of Tyranid scum. No, not scum.
Yep, scum.
Tyranid heroes. Tyranid heroes against the Chaos scum. So we'll go into Tyranids turn one, but before we do, let's take a closer look at the armies that we'll be playing with today. We have a battalion detachment of Tyranids led by a winged hive tyrant with 2 flesh devourers with brain leech worms and a brood lord with monstrous rending claws. A 10-man gargoyle squad with flesh borers and binding venom. A 3-man Tyranid warrior squad with 2 devourers, and then a leader with a bone sword whip, and I think that's a heavy venom cannon or a miasma cannon. A 3-man hive guard squad with impaler cannons, and the Tyranids swarm 2 10-man genestealer squads with rending claws. We have a patrol detachment of Crimson Slaughter led by a demon prince with claws and wings. A 10-man Chaos Space Marine squad, bolters and plasma gun. 10-man squad of possessed with mutations or something like that, demon mutations. 3-man Chaos Biker squad just with the twin bolt guns on the bikes. a Forge Fiend with 2 Hades autocannons, and a Chaos Rhino with a Havoc launcher. Alright, so the Tyranid swarms have advanced across the battlefield, spent 2 command points for Dawn Raid, so they're striking in the dead of night, making their move. Genestealer's advanced, dude staying still, everything else. Flock of seagulls there, blacking out the skies. The Tyranids are the seagulls, and the Chaos Space Marines are the hot chips. People might not even be able to understand that with New Zealand accent, eh? Hot chops. Yeah. You want a chop? And these dudes advance as well with the Broodlord. So we're going to go into the psychic phase. Mighty Big Daddy's going to throw out some spells and then shooting. Alright, so psychic phase, end of that one. Hive Tyrant dusted 2 of these guys with a smite. Also cast Catalyst onto the Hive Guard. And then also this dude, Broodlord, also cast Catalyst. Probably somewhere in the rules, but quicker to just ask people who are watching. No, not everyone's an expert in 40k, like a 40k nerd. Like, I just play for fun, eh? So, love to get these rules insights from our loyal viewers, from any viewer, loyal or not. So yeah, if you can cast the same psychic power apart from smite, I'm pretty sure you can't, but I'm just rolling with it from the moment. Probably look it up by the next psychic phase. But yeah, let me know if you find out before I do. Also, shout out to that guy Rastar, what a legend. Working on building my Tau army with your valued insights. If you play Tyranids at all, let me know what to go with them, because I'm thinking Trigon or Carnifexes. Need some big boys. We'll go into shooting phase now. Shout out Rastar once again. So these $90 Hive Tyrants haven't made their money in any games I've played them with, but always opportunity for something new to happen. So 6 shots into this dude. They moved, so they'll be hitting on 4s. Impaler cannons. 4s. Looks like they're not going to make their money still. Alright, so Dawn Raid rules in effect, so only one of those was an actual hit. So we've got 1, strength 8 to toughness 7, 3 up. Command point reroll, 3 up. Simple as that. Yes. AP -2, I think you get a 5 up invulnerable.
Yep.
Yay! So the $92 Hive Guards did nothing. Shooting with something else. Alright, end of the shooting phase for the Tyranids, turn 1. End of turn 1 for the Tyranids, turn 1, actually. Yeah, a whole bunch of shooting from the gargoyles, yeah. See, I put down the Dawn Raid rules because thinking that I was going to get the turn 2. But yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Didn't do too well for me. All I ended up killing that was 2 of these guys, and that was only to smite. The 2 up save and cover makes them pretty beasty. So they're going to go in for their attack on turn 1, so stick around. Alright, end of movement phase for the Crimson Slaughter, the Chaos Space Marines, turn 1. So keeping everyone up in the the frontline deployment zone, dug into their defences, preparing for the Tyranid advance. We've got the Rhino transporting 10 possessed Marines, 10 possessed, racing along the main road of the planet as we fight for the fate of Atreus. Possessed versus Genestealers, that'll be an interesting showdown if they manage to hit into that fight. These dudes staying still?
Oh, they moved.
Oh, they moved, cool. Demon Prince is flying across the battlefield slowly. outside of the Emu. And then the bikers racing along as well, so they're probably just going to advance across till they get to the rest of the battle and risk it all holding off the front line. They better hope that no Tyranids sneak past into the end zone. But we'll find out going into the shooting phase, Whānau. Psychic phase first, then shooting phase turn 1. Alright, Whānau, so end of the first turn for the Tyranids. Alright, Whānau, so end of the first turn for the Crimson Slaughter. So they're advancing across the board to their secondary defense line, so they're going to go all in. Like I said, we built the armies and set the table before we picked the mission. So yeah, this army is geared towards speed and close combat, apart from the shooting guys. So they're going to lock in and hold the line at the front, risking the possibility that we might swoop over. But I mean, look at that, we've got a cool showdown coming up there. Winged Demon Prince versus a Winged Hive Tyrant. That'll be a cool epic battle when they get to each other. Yeah, we're going to actually throw down. But yeah, survived, lost a few of the ground troops, but nothing to cry about as we go into Tyranids turn 2 and look to storm the lines. In a movement phase, Tyranids turn 2, storm the lines. Our forces moving across ever closer to that first line of deployment. Their reserves are coming in as well, but might be too little too late. The mighty Winged Hive Tyrant is about to fly up onto there and show down with the Demon Prince. These Hive Tyrant or Hive Guard behind the ruins here. Gene Stealers, Brood Lord, and the Gargoyles within inches of a charge against the Forge Fiend. So these Gene Stealers are the can openers. This guy's a can. Second analogy in this battle report. Give that a thumbs up. You reckon that's going to survive? I'll make a bet that he's not.
He'll survive.
Yeah, I'll bet you. Bet you on that. Bet you your honour. So go into the psychic phase and then start shooting it up. Alright, Whānau, so end of the shooting phase for the Tyranids turn 2. Not a lot done again. Took out one of these guys. Took off some wounds off the Demon Prince. But we're going to go into the charge phase there. So we've got these guys ready to chop in. And I'm going to charge this dude into them. We're going to have a showdown. Winged HQs showdown. Alright, so we've got a showdown about to go down here. Successful charge and showdown over there. We'll start with this one. Alright, Whānau, so the fury of the maoriwargamer is relentless. They didn't quite deliver there, but Big Daddy Broodlord with his monstrous rending claws chopped right in, taking off 7 wounds. These guys didn't do too well, but bring him down to 1 wound left. So my honour is on the line. We've got 7 gargoyles left, 1 wound left. Can we do it? 7 attacks, and these will be hitting on 4s. 2 hits. And that's going to be wounding on your 8 or 7?
7.
7. So that's going to be wounding on 6s. Oh, he lives. Wah, wah. Can attack back. You're not going to do much. We'll go. He's going to attack back. We're going to go wrap up the turn with the much-awaited showdown. Alright, so the mortal combat between these two mighty beasts ends in a stalemate. No wounds delivered by either side. Just lucky my Hive Tyrant hasn't been equipped for melee combat, purely shooting. Back in when 7th edition, when these things were good. So that's turn done. Turn 2 done for the Tyranids. The Storm the Lines mission. Still pretty even Stevens. We'll go into turn 2 for the Crimson Slaughter, see what happens. End of movement phase, turn 2 for the Crimson Slaughter here on this Imperial planet. Defended, the Crimson Slaughter had been dug in, prepared to make their entry point into this battle, into the fate of Atreus campaign. And their plans were disrupted by the arrival of the Tyranids. So before they can fight off against the Imperium and the other forces, they have to fight off this tyrannic invasion. So they're locking down. Things are looking still, pretty even Stevens, really. But we'll go into shooting phase as my opponents opted to leave these Titans locked in combat. Alright, end of the shooting phase for the Crimson Slaughter, turn 2. These cultists making their way slowly up to the second deployment zone to help out their Mauler Fiend friend who is about to get butchered. He survived last turn, but he's not going to survive another wave of attacks. Didn't lose too much at all, really. It is pretty even on both sides, which is interesting. We'll go into the fight phase here and there. Alright, final end of Crimson Slaughter, turn 2. Death of the Forged Fiend. It did manage to detonate, explode on its way out, and ended up dealing severe wounds to all these guys. It's killed more than anyone has in this game so far. So well done to him, MVP. But we'll move now to Tyranids turn 3. Alright, end of movement phase for the Tyranids turn 3. Hive Tyrant pulled out of combat, flew out of combat, so we can get some smites in. He's on 11 wounds, Demon Prince on 5. These dudes moving into cover. Genestealers going up into the bikers. Hive Guard standing still, so they don't get that -1 penalty to shoot. And surviving Genestealers, 4 of them now, moving in. They're going to make easy work out of these cultists. Gargoyles up into the building, as well as the Broodlords, so they're going to carve up these Marines. So get into the shooting. I'll get into psychic phase and come back to you with the shooting phase. Alright, in the shooting phase, Tyranids turn 3. Dice rolls aren't doing too good for either sides. Dragged out the game a bit, but making it quite interesting. Keep you on your toes. Devourers with Brain Leech Worms unleashed into this guy. Managed to survive, 1 wound remaining. Brought down the Rhino down to 2 wounds. Pretty fair game as we go into the charge phase and hope to carve up some more of the enemy. Alright, it's about to throw down these Genestealers into the cultists. Gargoyles and Broodlord into the Chaos Space Marines. That combat's about to throw down again. Advantage to the Hive Tyrant. And down here, Genestealers, Tyranid Warriors into the bikers. So place your bets as we get that one underway. Alright, so end of the turn for the Tyranids, turn 3. They're pretty dominant at the moment. Wiping across the battlefield. Sustained assault rules haven't even been used yet. They've chopped these down to 1 single Space Marine left. Bikers held up pretty well. Nothing lost there. And here, the Hive Tyrant has landed 2 wounds onto the Demon Prince, who's going to save it 2 3-up saves. He's on his last wound as well, so if he fails this, he's dead. Oh, he's alive and he can punch in with 7 attacks. So we'll get the outcome of that and then go into Chaos Space Marines turn 3. Right, in the movement phase for the Crimson Slaughter turn 3. The Possessed finally emerged from the back of the Rhino there, looking to race in and cut up some aliens. Demon Prince flying out there, what a coward. He'll be turned into a Chaos Spawn for that. Standing still, bike still in combat. 2 dudes up there. Lasted longer than anyone would have expected. Going to the psychic phase. Let's get this game done. It's been dragging on for a bit, eh? Alright, so in the shooting phase, these dudes did nothing. These guys in combat. That guy, Havoc Launcher, took out 2 gargoyles. And nothing done this way. No guns, really. Smited out 3 of the Gen Stealers, so that was pretty good value for him. But charges, combats coming up. Alright, so 12-inch charge landed by the Possessed, pull into combat pretty easily. So let's see. Possessed, pretty cool characterful models. I like them. But they're pretty useless in most games I've played. So yeah, let's see them earn a bit of money. Earn their money's worth. They're going to chop in. Demon Prince going to chop in here. Stay with us. Alright, finally, so on the planet of Atreus, the Tyranid have disrupted the Chaos plans. Demon Prince managed to execute a single Gen Stealer. He feels strong again. Over here, Possessed dealt 3 wounds onto the Broodlord. However, at significant losses to themselves. Lastly, across here, these dudes chopped in for combat. They took out a Tyranid warrior, that was pretty good. But lost 2 bikers. What? Going to Tyranids turn 4. Alright, finally, so game drawing to a close. End of movement of phase, turn 4. These Tyranids staying locked in. Hive Tyrants staying put. Gargoyles flown over this way. Down here, the Hive Tyrants flown out to pursue the 1 wound Demon Prince. Broodlord still locked in combat over here. So going to go psychic phase. Kill that guy off and smite. And wrap the game up. Alright, so psychic phase, I reckon I could do a lot of damage here. So, Broodlord is going to cast Smite. Big double 6s Smite. Coming right up. Victory. Oh! Oh! No! Double 6s! Now we're going to roll high for a 6 to kill all those possessed. Yeah, boy. Alright, so you saw it here on camera there, Whānau. Can he pull off the impossible? D6 smite wounds. Rolling that high 6, baby. Yo! Maoriwargamer! That's why you watch quality New Zealand entertainment from a humble wargamer. D6, 6, what's that? That's the lion, that's the Dark Angel symbol, that means a 6, and that means tahi. Rua, toru, wha, rima, ono, dead. Bravo. Bravo, round of applause. That's the end of his psychic. Over here, do the same again. Lather, rinse, repeat. So smited out, Demon Prince, psychic screamed out the single Chaos Space Marine. And I don't think we're going to bother going into the shooting phase. We've got a Rhino left with 2 wounds. 2 of them and a biker on 1 wound. So I think we'll call it a game right there, Whānau, with a Maoriwargamer victory for the people. So yeah, boom, that's it, Whānau. Maoriwargamer victory here in this Imperial City on the planet of Atreus. Boom, the Tyranids come in, disrupt all the best laid plans by the Chaos Forces. So Crimson Slaughter have to withdraw from this part of the city. Which is going to waylay their plans. They're attempting to carve things up and just didn't have the proper defensive units in here and were completely ambushed. Didn't even need to use those sustained assault rules in this one. Complete, utter domination. We even added an extra 5-man squad and a 10-man cultist squad to the army because I thought sustained assault would be unfair. It wasn't. I think, the main thing was that we set the table up and picked the army before we selected the mission. so we couldn't really optimize it. But all in all, I think it was an entertaining game. Fun had on both sides, that's for sure. Any key MVP unit? I don't know. At least these guys survived for the whole game. That's probably one thing to rule out, or to celebrate. Forge Fiend, yeah, doesn't really shoot too well, poor guy. But that's another game done and dusted there, Fano. Make sure you tune in next week for Tyranids Crimson Slaughter Round 2. Multi-Wargamer Battle Reports. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video with your family and friends. Also, fill me in on any Tyranids tips. Went through that game without using a single stratagem. I'm not too sure. Probably do my homework and read up on them. But yeah, any knowledge you've got on there, I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching another low budget battle report made by just a humble multi-wargamer. Until next week there, whānau, thank you for watching once again. Ka kite, anō.